Hey, what's up? This is Sid, and in this video I wanted to talk about issues that we face with how we view people in relation to business. Now, in relation to our staff, clients, employees, and other members of business. Maybe you're building a high-level team. Very, very common issue that we get is we get a sunk cost bias towards individuals. Let's say that you're going to build a world-class team to surround yourself with a certain degree of credibility, to fill in the gaps in your knowledge, to give yourself a track record, whatever it is. You're building this incredible team. Let's say you're newer in business and you're reaching out to individuals that are at a much higher place in life and in business and success than you are. What you're gonna find is that you're gonna get over-invested in those individuals right away. So let's say you reach out to 50 different individuals and one high-level individual replies to your message. Let's say you're messaging people on LinkedIn and one replies to you and they show slight interest in your project, but then later they decide not to be involved with your project. That can really mess with your mind, and that can cause you to keep messaging that person over and over and over and over again, trying to really oversell your vision and oversell your project to that individual. And this is a common issue that I faced when I was younger, is I would overinvest into certain high-level individuals to try to recruit them onto my team. And what I found is that this never worked. This scared them away because it was needy. But on top of that, I was wasting time, I was wasting energy. And the biggest bias that I fell into, which you probably have fallen into as well when you're reaching out to individuals, is that you think you can never replace that individual. When in reality, there's 7 billion individuals on the planet, which means that even if you're taking, what's 1% of 7 billion? Is it 70 million? I don't even know. I think 70 million is 1% of 7 billion. I'm not sure. But that means that even if you're going after the top 1% of individuals on planet Earth, that's still 70 million people to choose from. Now, obviously, there's going to be select crafts so that it narrows down the scope of people, the selection that you have. But the point is that you can always find another high-level individual. There are always more A players out there, but what happens is that we stop searching for them. So we get over-invested in this individual. Oh, I want them to work with me. Oh, they don't want to work with me. Oh, what should I do? What should I do? And you keep doubling down, and then you think that you get too much of a halo effect for them, when in reality, what you should do is work the numbers game. Work volume. Volume cures a ton of issues when it comes to building a team around you. It cures a ton of issues when it comes to having the right staff around you. It cures a ton of issues when it comes to getting the right clients around you. Work more volume. The answer isn't to sit there doubling down on an individual who isn't investing back into you. What you must do is you must reach out to more individuals, and the words that pop into my mind is this. If an individual is not interested, I go, next. Next. That means move on. I move on right away. If an individual is not interested, next. And I built a world-class board of directors when I was young, 22 years old. I built this incredible board of directors, which had a collective net worth of over $1 billion. And I did that simply by working volume. I didn't have a track record in anything. I was too young. I just got out of college. I was some little track runner kid who had an injury. I was a failed track runner, but what I did have was the audacity to keep hitting up individuals till I was able to build a world-class team around me. And I found this tactic to work a lot. Now, there's obvious counter arguments to what I'm saying. Let's say that you have employees that you've spent a lot of time with, training them, working with them, investing into them, you become friends with them. What you must do in that case is, if it's simply not working out, the way you work volume in that case, if it's employees, is you must always have backups on backups on backups on backups. Always have a plan B, a plan C, a plan D, a plan E, and a plan F, and so on and so forth in your mind. And what I do, I'm a little bit old school. I'm a little bit more bricks and mortar. I'm not as much into tech. I actually just physically take a notebook and write down a list of names and close the notebook. So I have that stored. I had a list of, and I have their name and I have their contact, whether it's LinkedIn, email, phone number, whatever, Instagram, whatever. So I know how I can get in touch with that person if I ever lose an individual. And in my mind, I'm always in abundance. It's just like dating, where you want to stay in abundance, and that's what keeps you having more and more dating opportunities. It's no different when it comes to to staff, and it's no different when it comes to building a team. Especially when it comes to building a team, you really want to set the frame that everything is good. You set this clear vision, you're excited about it, you're getting there no matter what. You're gonna have this high level team around you no matter what. And you have to ask this individual, are you on board or are you not on board? And if they're not on board, next. And what they're gonna realize is what I've had happen to me is when I built that incredible team, I started posting my team on LinkedIn, and then I would get hit up by other professionals on LinkedIn. People who used to reject me. Because I went next, because they weren't into the project. They would come back and hit me up like, oh, I want to be a part of this project now, but it was too late. So volume cures a ton of issues. A numbers game can cure a ton of issues. Most people do not work the numbers game, they do not work the volume. As I said before, when you're new in business, you overvalue individuals. You overvalue business team members, you overvalue staff. Now, how does this apply to clients? Where do we get overinvested into clients? We get overinvested in them if they're a lead client. If they're an individual they're not really able to see the value in your product, you want to help them. But if they're complaining and complaining and complaining, or they're causing issues, you're wasting time on that individual when you can be helping the clients that actually get you. It's no different with deal making. If there's deals coming across your table, the most common problem you'll see is individuals fall in love with the deal. They get a halo effect for the deal. They befriend the owner of the deal. They're afraid to lose that investment. They have a sunk cost bias. They're afraid to work the numbers game. If you're too much of a perfectionist when it comes to selecting individuals, if you're too much of a perfectionist when it comes to making sure every deal is perfect, or every client is perfect, or every blah, 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 making sure it's perfect right off the get-go rather than just quickly moving on. If you're trying to change the mind of an individual who is not really into your project off the get-go when you've sold it to them, then what you're gonna realize is that you're wasting so much time and energy, and the cost you will pay for this is insidious, because it's not this tangible cost that's in your face. It's a cost where you're a frog in boiling water, and you'll pay the price in time, and you'll pay the price in energy that you're investing into individuals. I'll give you a tangible example to outline what I just was talking about. Let's say that you're deal making, you're buying out real estate properties, or you're buying out companies, whatever it is. If you're so caught up in selling that seller, oh please, I'd love to buy your company, or you're caught up in looking for the perfect deal, what's gonna happen is you're gonna wind up doing fewer deals, which winds up in the long run making you less money, because you were that much of a perfectionist and you were that invested into the deal, or invested in that selling that individual and making sure that they were 100% on board with you. Conversely, if you just hit up deal after deal after deal after deal after deal, you're gonna make more mistakes. If you hit a prospective employee after prospective employee after prospective employee, you're going to make more mistakes. If you hit a prospective business partner after prospective business partner after prospective business partner, you're going to make more mistakes. But what you're going to find is that, let's say you close 50 deals and 10 of them don't work out. Well, you still have 40 deals that work because you play that numbers game. But conversely, if you were a perfectionist and you only got 10 deals done, it's the same amount of time is going to go by. You should work more volume. Now, there's obviously counter examples to what I'm saying, which I can dive into in other videos, but I just want to leave you off with that little point. Next. If someone's not buying into your vision, next. Move on to the next one. Move on to the next one. Apply the numbers game. Work volume so you find the individuals that are resonating with what you do, whether it's clients, as I said, employees, business partners, or if it's you're looking at deals. Work the numbers game till you find what's in alignment with your values and what's in alignment with your vision. And I'll see you guys in the next video.